Right now, we're going to talk about the Charlotte Rush Premier Club with its head coach, Trevor Jewell. Trevor, again, a couple of big wins for the Rush Premier. Let's first talk about the game last night. The only guy that had more than one goal was Nick Godfrey. He's playing very well right now. In fact, that line of Nick Izagari, Tyler Dill, you told us last night you thought Nick Godfrey was probably the best player on that line, and we all know what Nick and Tyler can do, so that says a lot about him and the entire line.
Yeah, obviously Yaz and Dill, they're phenomenal hockey players, but I think right now Nick Godfrey is probably the X factor on that line. He brings it every night. He plays in all situations, power play, penalty kill, and his speed is phenomenal. I mean, it's very hard to find a kid that can skate like he can. He's not the biggest kid in the world, but he's strong. He moves the puck well. He shoots well, sees the ice well, and he's always getting into open areas. So right now I think he's performing phenomenally, and I'm very proud with the strides he's made since the beginning of the year, and we're very proud to see him where he's at. And obviously he's playing well if he got a college commitment out of it. So very excited for him, and obviously, like I said, he's the X factor on that line.
A lot of players getting into it. 6 guys had 3 points in the game, Saturday's game, so that was good. And talk about Dominic Rodriguez, had the shutout going until very late in period number 3, so only yielding 1 goal.
Yeah, I thought Rodriguez played well. I mean, obviously he didn't see a ton of shots. The goalie did let in. He kind of cheated a little bit on a 2-on-1, and that'll happen. But, he's a young goalie. He's still finding his way and paving his path. So, we gotta make sure we continue to monitor his development, make sure we push him and try to make sure he's prepared each day. And I thought he performed well for the most part. But again, he didn't see a ton of shots, so by the time that 2-on-1 came, he was probably a little cold. But I thought our guys performed very well in front of him. I think our defense could have been a little bit better, but at the end of the day, he stepped in and won a hockey game for us, and that's what we needed him to do.
And then today, another big win for the Rush. Only 1 goal being yielded. The big news, I think, was Anthony Keating getting the start in goal. And I know everybody was pulling for him today, and he didn't let you down. I thought the guys played very well in front of him, too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been almost 2 years coming now. He was one of the best goalies in the league last year at the USP3 level, and he's one of the best goalies this year at the elite level. I think he stepped in and he played phenomenally well. I mean, he stopped the pucks he needed to save, and the guys performed well in front of him. It was, I really wish we didn't surrender that goal at the end of the game, but he played very, very well. I couldn't be more proud of him, and he's deserved every second he got. And I think he played well. Like I said, I hope he really enjoyed it, and I hope it gives him a big confidence booster. Going into playoffs and going into next year. But very proud to see him in the pipes there, and I think he played very well.
Again, congrats to Anthony Keating getting his first victory as a Charlotte Rush Premier netminder, and he got that today, just yielding 1 goal. Well, offensively, again, a lot of guys chipped in, but it was a day for Kyle Moore. He had the hat trick. I think he had 5 points in all, and I know, Trevor, you've said, too, that he's really been coming into his stride the last several weeks.
Yeah, he's one of those kids that you like having around. He's got a great personality, but he's very hot and cold. And when he's hot, he's a phenomenal hockey player. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got strength, he's got a great shot, he's got creativity. But when he's off, he's off. So I thought today he really brought it in every way you could think of. I was very proud to see him put the puck in the net and play the way he did. So I'm extremely happy with what he did today. But again, we need to have that carry over into next weekend against Carolina.
Trevor, anything you weren't happy with at all this weekend with the Charlotte Rush Premier team, or pretty much pleased in all areas?
I think defensively we got to be better. I don't think our defense played it particularly well. I thought we were holding on to pucks a little too long as defensemen and as forwards, and shots were getting blocked. We weren't getting things through. We weren't crashing the net the way we needed to. I don't think we did a very good job taking the goalie's eyes away and trying to make his game a little bit more difficult. But, again, I think it all comes down to moving pucks. I thought we got a little selfish sometimes and didn't move pucks when we needed to. But at the end of the day, we got 2 big wins, and that's all we can ask for. But still got some things we got to work on and make sure we shore some things up before we move forward.
Charlotte Rush Premier head coach Trevor Jewell joining us post-game as the Charlotte Rush with a couple of big wins for the Premier team over Potomac. Now, Trevor, we head to Carolina again. Big rivalry, coaching similarities. There are in-state rivalry. And, again, I know that the Rush will be challenged by this team.
Yeah, Carolina always plays us well at the Premier level, and they're very good, very well coached, and they have a good team over there. They're very good defensively. They don't surrender a lot of goals, and they win very tight games. So we got to make sure we're prepared on all pretty much in all aspects of our game. We got to get pucks to the net. We got to move our feet. We got to get on the forecheck. We got to make things difficult for them. Got to suffocate. Got to shrink zones. Got to do everything that the Rush do, and I think we'll be successful. You know, they're coming on as of late. They've had a pretty good past couple weeks. You know, they're sitting in second place right now, and Hampton's right behind them. But at the end of the day, you know, they had an off weekend this weekend, so I'm sure they're sitting there watching video and doing stuff they need to do to figure out how to defend us and things like that. But, you know, everything this week is all going to be geared towards building for Carolina and making sure we're prepared and when we get to Carolina that we hit the ice running and know exactly what we're going to do and stick within our game plan.
Trevor, you are undefeated as the head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier, 8-0. How does that sound?
I mean, I love it, but again, kudos goes to the players in that room and the work they do on the ice, and obviously, you know, the things Ryan set in place for them and the ability he had to bring them together, and obviously, you know, all of us recruiting in the summer and things like that, and building the program that we have. So, but at the end of the day, it's up to them to go on the ice and perform, and I think they're doing a very good job of that, and they're doing a great job responding to me and the rest of my staff.
No doubt about that. On this interview, we couldn't go away without talking about our big St. Baldrick's fundraiser on Friday night. Great job with the Rush coaching staff, Julie Crothers, the players, Rush Nation, the parents, the billets, and take about a minute and just talk about what a wonderful night it was here on Friday night.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It's one of our favorite nights of the year. Obviously, our guys don't always look forward to it because they get to shave their heads. But, you know, obviously the staff did it, and I've done it for 3 years now. I couldn't be happier to do it every year. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a great event. You know, kudos to Matthews, too, Barbershop, coming in and helping out. Those guys do a phenomenal job, and they enjoy it just as much as we do. And the people walking in and out of the building that donate and spend their time watching us doing the crazy stuff that we do and all the hair on the ground and things like that. But, you know, it really brings the team together. Obviously, you know, being together like that and doing something for a great cause and understanding that there's things bigger than hockey and bigger than yourself. And I think that's what brings guys together, and it shows them a different meaning of life and things like that. So I'm very proud of the way our guys respond to that kind of stuff and how they respect the people that come in and out. I mean, having the outsiders come in and shave their heads because they've been affected by stuff like this, and having them, you know, want to come to the games because of the way our guys accept them and treat them when they come and sit up there and get their head shaved with them. I think it says a lot about the personalities we have in our locker room and a lot about the culture that's been set here. So again, very proud of everything we did on Friday night, and you know, every year it's a great event, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of something like that. I know my staff and myself, you know, we're really happy about it. Obviously, not super excited about shaving your head, but I mean, it's for a great cause, so you can't say no. And I think our guys have a lot of fun with it, you know, shaving their eyebrows, whatever they did, to, you know, to raise some more money. $100 here, $100 there. It gets interesting, but a lot of guys enjoyed it, and it helped raise some more money for a great cause. And you know, it's always a blast, and it's a lot of fun. So I was very, very happy with what we did on Friday.
I'll tell you what, much to the chagrin of the Rush players, I eluded the haircut, okay? So I escaped for at least another year, okay?
Yeah, they had the Tim Donnelly chant going pretty well.
Oh, yeah, they did.
That was a loud one this year, too.
I was a little worried, Trevor, but I knew you and John Keating and John Turner would have my back.
Yeah, always.
Hey, one other thing about the St. Baldrick's Foundation I was impressed with, first year that I've been associated with it, that there was media coverage. WBTV, our CBS affiliate, did a big story on their website about it, and NBC6, our local NBC station here, WCNC, brought a camera, shot highlights. That was very impressive as they're recognizing the big event that this has become.
Yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot to what we've been able to do in the past couple of years doing it. So, you know, I'm glad it brought some media attention and it gets us out there a little bit more. And hopefully next year it just grows. I mean, every year we want it to grow. Every year we want to set a new standard. And I think this year was a very good job for it.
Yeah. Trevor, thanks a lot for the thoughts and observations. Great job by you and the coaching staff. And we're going to send great wishes to you guys for a couple of more wins in Carolina next weekend.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
Trevor Jewell, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier. Again, we have this post-game video after all Rush home games. Hope you'll also go to our Charlotte Rush YouTube channel. A lot of videos there that you will enjoy watching to keep you informed on the progress of the Charlotte Rush. I'm Tim Donnelly for the Charlotte Rush, and thanks so much for watching.